Help in preparing for retirement. Do you need help in preparing for retirement? Something to think about no matter what your age 40, 50, 60, 70 years of age. Let's get going. Welcome to my channel, The Jim Show. Jim Sando here. Why are you here? Well, you probably searched something on YouTube for something about retirement, a pension. Can't afford to retire? Still wanting to work but need to earn some money? There's all kinds of situations. Not making fun of the president, but there he is. Are you confused? Stay tuned and I will get this show underway. Many people have been driven to have some very honest conversations about their preparedness for various possibilities by the reality of surviving a pandemic. The last pandemic was 1918. I don't think any of us were around at that point in time. But one of these discussions is on retirement and the steps that need to be taken to get ready for this stage of life. Looking at me, you probably think, gray hair. He's probably retired and not doing anything. Well, that's just not the case. I'll get to my story and my wife's story in a little bit. Let's talk about creating a personal spending plan. As a child, maybe you had a allowance. You know, when you get older, you're going to have to live on allowance. Well, you've been working all your life. You've been making some kind of a salary. So I guess you probably been living on allowance. You had some kind of spending plan. Well, let's kind of move along and talk a little bit more about that. Start saving. Keep saving and stick to it. You know, the Bible says to tithe 10%. I recommend that you save at least 10% out of your check every week. And you'll have an emergency fund that way in case your refrigerator breaks down, transmission quits on your car. You know what I'm saying? Let's go over some advice to make sure you're ready for the future, especially if you're a baby boomer who is getting close to retirement age and you're having that talk with somebody. Maybe you're talking to yourself. I don't know. Okay. Please like The Jim Show. Please subscribe to The Jim Show. And please hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I, Jim Sando, release new videos. How prepared are baby boomers for retirement? Well, I Googled this and I found this information kind of interesting. According to the Trans-America Center for Retirement Studies, well, that's a long name, the estimated median retirement savings for baby boomers is $202,000. Based on a 4% rule, this would yield an annual retirement income of $8,000 per year. If you got a CD, are you going to get 8%? I don't hardly think so. I think it's like less than 1%. Could you live on $8,000 a year? That would be $153.84 a week. But listen, that is what my wife gets from her Social Security after working an entire life. She's on the low end, and I'm not much farther above myself. I don't make that maximum of what they say average of $1,500 a month. I don't get near that. And then they have to take out almost $150 every month for Medicare. So you don't have a whole lot left. Anyway, we live in the wealthiest country in the world. Let me tell you our story and why I started this channel. It's kind of hot. I got to turn my fan on. When I'm recording this, it seems like we're having a heat wave. So make it cool down a little bit. But anyway, let me tell you my wife and mine's story. It all started when my wife and we were both working. I started creating ebooks to sell. I knew the wife and I were wanting to retire, but could not afford to do so. Well, anyway, I found this guy. He was creating ebooks and had a vast library of ebooks. As a matter of fact, he was selling, you better be sitting down for this, 300 ebooks a day at $2.99 a piece. 7 days a week for years. So I knew there was money to be made in creating and selling ebooks. You just have to find the right niche. Anyway, I created ebooks. I store my ebooks on my desktop PC, which I'm using now, by the way. Anyway, my wife and I, we both worked at our church, which we had been attending for 20 years. I had been on the board for 13 years. I was head trustee. I was janitor for 10 years. My wife had been working there for 12 years, and she had been the secretary. And then COVID arrived. You know, we didn't know what COVID was, but things were about to change, not for the good. I was let go, and my wife was getting her hours cut from 3 days to 1 partial day. Okay, working a partial day, driving back and forth, eating lunch. No, wasn't worth it. Anyway, we were living on our Social Security, and neither one of us had a 401k or any kind of pension, so we just had Social Security and the income from that church. And we were both over 70. My wife, you know, she has heart problems. She goes into AFib. She's diabetic. And as you can see, autoimmune diseases. She has several of them listed under lupus and neuropathy in her feet and her legs from the diabetes. And I had just had double heart bypass surgery, but I was given a clean bill of health. The doc says there's no problem with you. You just had 2 arteries that were clogged. We did a bypass and you're fine. So anyway, 70 years of age, health issues, you know, we're not going to find any jobs. Basically, we live in the second smallest county in Indiana, like 12 miles square. There's no jobs here. But anyway, we were doing okay until we both became unemployed. And the other thing, we couldn't draw unemployment. Our income was literally cut in half. We had the same bills, but only half the money coming in. That is when my computer crashed. You know, I didn't get mad and do what that guy did. Yeah, I did something else. Anyway, I lost all the ebooks that I had created and was going to sell. Had a website. Couldn't even get to the website because the computer crashed. You know, and it had taken me months to create all of these ebooks. You just don't build them overnight. So, you know, the wife and I are Christians. We believe God would lead us through this tough time. We have a relationship with Jesus Christ. So through prayer and thought, I was led to YouTube. So here we go. Here's what happened. Know your retirement needs. We needed retirement needs. We needed to know what they were. You know, and you need to know your retirement needs. People seem to bury their heads in the sand when it comes to thinking about saving for retirement. People say, "Oh, I'll worry about that tomorrow." You know, I want a new car. I want a boat. I want to go on a vacation. I want to go buy clothes. I want to go out to a movie. I want to go out to a fancy restaurant. You know, I want to go out and have a drink after work. They just don't want to think about savings for retirement. But kind of like people don't want to talk about death, retirement, it's going to happen. It will happen. You're going to be retiring someday or wanting to retire. But anyway, let's talk about this. the journey through excuse me, the 5 stages of retirement. The transition to retirement follows a similar emotional pattern to any other big event. It takes some time to become used to your new life, just like it did the first time you went to school or got your first job. Your job or career was your identity, and now you don't have that anymore because maybe you were like me, you got fired. Maybe they said, we don't need you any longer, we're laying you off. Maybe you did retire and needed help. You know, the same applies to retirement. Retirees must start getting accustomed to their new way of life. It can be divided into 5 stages, like I said, starting with retirement planning and ending with being pleased and content with the life you are living. Stage 1, we're going to call it pre-retirement. Pre-retirement is the period before retirement, which typically lasts between 5 and 10 years. Around this time, a lot of people start to focus less on advancing professionally and more on retirement financial planning, and they get excited, really excited, but they get anxious at the same time. You know, thinking, wow, I'm going to retire and I don't have to go in anymore. I won't have to have that report to anybody. But anyway, see the goal? Football going over the goalpost. While preparing financially for retirement is crucial, it's as necessary to prepare emotionally. Now is the time to start thinking about retirement goals and what you think would make you feel content and happy. Consider where you might want to live, whether you want to downsize, whether you want to travel. Like I say, what's the goal? There it goes again. Have a goal in mind. But anyway, spending some time planning financially and emotionally helps ease the transition into retirement, because this stage is full of expectation and enthusiasm for the next chapter in your life. But it can also be full of fear and doubt, just like him. Next stage is called the honeymoon phase. The honeymoon phase. The day has finally arrived. Freedom! Your sentiments of exhilaration, release, and relief from the pressures of the working world may be present during this stage. They frequently persist for 1 to 2 years, but may last for much longer, depending on how you choose to spend your time. Reconnecting with friends, family, and partners, pursuing interests and hobbies, taking vacations, and simply enjoying greater flexibility to do whatever you want to fill up a lot of your time. All kinds of hobbies, for sure. And stage 3 is called disenchantment. Things are changing, as you can see here. After the honeymoon phase, the emotional high will subside, and many people will start to feel let down and disappointed by their current lives. I know the wife and I went through this stage right here for sure. Once you've settled into retirement, it may start to feel less thrilling than you had originally anticipated for many, many reasons. Money, health, family, other stress that didn't have anything to do with a job. But retirement is something that many of us look forward to and spend a lot of time hyping up in our minds. And many people end up feeling lonely, bored, and they don't have a sense of direction. They're not needed or wanted anymore. That's the way they feel. You just kind of become depressed. Stage 4, reorientation and finding yourself. You ultimately start to adjust to your new surroundings and manage your new existence, just like any other period of life. And it may be a month, 6 months, a year. There's no set time period. The hardest part of retirement is this, because it takes time and a lot of conscious work to rediscover your purpose and define who you are. This is one of the most gratifying and fun stages, despite the fact that it might be challenging. I can tell you from experience, this is what's going on in my life. Now is the perfect moment to explore new interests, pick up new activities, and rediscover your purpose in life. Finding a purpose can be challenging if you don't have full-time work and no children to take care of. That's why I'm starting this YouTube channel called The Jim Show. For many, many reasons. But it is very fulfilling to sit down, come up with some ideas, and actually record it and put it on the screen to share with others. Finding something to rekindle your passion is essential. That's what I just said about creating these YouTube videos. It is great to do. You just get lost in time. But I'm talking about, you might want to do something you love. Volunteering, caring for your grandchildren, simply adding enjoyable activities to your daily schedule, volunteering at church, some charity group, some other group in your community. There's always people needing people to help do many, many things. At stage 5, stability needs to come in your life. When you reach the end of your working career, you'll feel satisfied, upbeat, and content with your retirement and your new life. You might discover that you've gotten used to your new routine and a different way of life. You are engaging in activities you love and find fulfilling, and are generally relishing your existence thanks to your fresh sense of identity and purpose. You're going to take on a new identity. Your old identity was with your job, your career. Now you're going to be doing something completely different, so your identity will shift. Anyway, please like, share, comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.